Good morning, I'm Elton Robinson and welcome to this week's grain update. The summary is based on reports from exporters for the period June 12th through June 18th. For corn, exports of 1.126 million metric tons were up 8% from last week and 16% up from the previous 4-week average. The primary destinations were Japan, Mexico, and South Korea. In wheat, exports of 388,000 metric tons were up over 36% from the previous week. Sales were reported to Italy, South Korea, Taiwan, Mexico, Peru, and Nigeria. For sorghum, which has surged in acres in several Mid-South states, there were no exports reported during the week. Rice exports of 68,000 metric tons were up 27% from the previous week, but were down 2% from the prior 4-week average. Primary destinations were Japan, Mexico, Haiti, Panama, and Colombia. For soybeans, exports of 150,000 metric tons were down 58% from the previous week and 49% from the previous 4-week average. Primary destinations were Mexico, Japan, Taiwan, Peru, and Canada. Let's take a closer look at the condition of the grain and soybean crops in the U.S. As of this week, 74% of the U.S. corn crop is in good to excellent condition, and only 5% is in poor to very poor condition. U.S. soybean producers were close to putting their planters in the shed as of the 3rd week in June, having planted about 90% of their intended acres. Planting is still lacking in Kansas, Kentucky, and Missouri. About 72% of the emerged soybean crop is in good to excellent condition. Missouri has caught more than its share of rain this spring, which has delayed field activities. An average of 3.2 inches fell across the state during a recent week. Producers have planted about 85% of sorghum acres, a little off the 5-year average, but about on pace with last year. Missouri has a little over half its crop planted compared to a 5-year average of 90%. But remember that the state has increased its sorghum plantings by 235% over last year. About 57% of the U.S. sorghum crop is in good to excellent condition. About 68% of the U.S. rice crop is listed in good to excellent condition. Wheat harvest is still lagging behind, with only 19% of the crop harvested. Last year at this time, about 31% of the crop had been harvested. About 71% of the U.S. crop is listed in fair to good condition. As for weather, the drought continues in California, where no place in the state reported rainfall during the week ending June 18th. There's not much of a snowpack this year either, which is putting California farmers in a tough spot. It appears the drought is officially broken in Texas, where most of the grain crops are in good to excellent condition, and subsoil moisture is rated adequate to surplus. As is often the case, Mother Nature can be overgenerous with both rain and sunshine, and Texas producers are looking forward to some sunshine to help finish up the wheat harvest. Let's take a close look at a few important states around the country. Weather and crop progress is a bit of a mixed bag in Louisiana, with too much rain here, not enough there. Carol Pinnell, extension agent for Franklin Parish, says some farmers are receiving scattered showers and others are irrigating. Almost all crops in Louisiana's Grant Parish have been affected by flooding or extreme rainfall, says Donna Morgan, Grant and Rapides parishes. Southwest and central Iowa farmers are reporting delays in planting and other field activities due to excessive moisture, but overall crops are in good to excellent shape. It's a little early yet to be talking about yield potential. Grain crops are holding up well in Georgia, but it's getting hot and rains have been spotty. Crops are showing signs of stress there. Much of the same could be said for other southeast states. Some areas have been getting rain, others not so much. It's getting hot, and most areas except for the far west and some areas in the southeast are having a good percentage of adequate soil moisture. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.